welcome. We'll start today into a child's pose. So with your child's pose, always up to you. If you'd like to bring the knees together or have the knees wide, do what feels good, and then let yourself forward fold here. Excuse me. If you need your head to rest into your hands, then do that. Or maybe if the knees are wider and your head is falling to the floor, then do that. So get cozy, get comfortable here. Just a nice little moment in stillness here. Good time to close down the eyes and to sigh away any thoughts that are maybe still quite loud. To maybe lick your lips and have the jaw soften. And see if you can lengthen the breath all the way into the belly, and so you feel the belly kind of extend, raise and fall into the thighs. See if you can create this sense of softness here. And in particular through the upper body, as that will be our focus today. So for today, we'll work a class to gain upper body strength, and with that, have a little play as well. And so there will be quite a bit of muscles used throughout the arms, the back muscles, and even in through the abdomen. Any stage that you need to take a break, then this is your resting shape. This is where you can get back to it. Even if I am not cueing child's pose, feel free to be here. Just half a minute of stillness here before we start movement. Slowly begin to walk the hands all the way forward. Give yourself a nice long stretch through both your back, your torso, the arms, everything nice and long. Take a big breath into this length. And then exhale, move your way forward and move your way down onto the stomach. We'll take a few rounds of back bends here, nice and small to begin with. Hands underneath your shoulders, squeeze those elbows in, and have all 10 toenails onto the floor. Baby Cobra. Inhale, roll those shoulders down and back, and there's actually no weight onto the hands here, but I'm nestling and squeezing my arms into the waistline here. One more inhale, see if you can lift a little higher just by using the strength into the lower back. And exhale, slowly come back down. For your second variation of back bend, we'll tent the hands onto the sides of the mat. And we're tenting, I really need those fingertips kind of gripping into the floor. And so on an inhale, again, start by rolling those shoulders down and back. Come as high as feels pleasant for you, as long as your neck is still long. And then exhale, look to the right side, bring the left shoulder down, and let the left side of your head come down. Inhale, rise through center again. Make sure everything is long and spacious. And exhale, right shoulder down, and the right side of your head comes down. One more to each side. Inhale, and exhale. Warming up. Inhale. Final side. Exhale. Good. Inhale, come back through center and lower yourself nicely down. Last one we'll do here, squeeze those legs together so it's like you have a tail, one leg only. Interlace the fingers behind you and then reach your arms up, away from your glutes, up towards the ceiling. Your upper body lifts up and your legs lift up here. Everything starts to work really hard. Keep looking forward towards the floor. One more inhale, lift your very highest. And then exhale, slowly, hands come down and press back, wide knees to your child's pose. One big breath into your child's pose. And then slowly shifting forward again, the knees stay quite wide here, hands come shoulder width apart into a little tricep push-up, elbows come in. Inhale, press back, and exhale to child's pose. 2 more, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, halfway down, squeeze the elbows in, inhale, press back. Exhale, child's pose, last round, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press back to exhale, tabletop. So you have to walk the knees probably in just a touch and definitely reposition them so they're nicely hip width apart. And because we do so much upper back strength as well as core and arms, I just want to give a little bit of love to the arms. So bring your hands to spiral all the way towards your own knees, so fingers towards the knees. The baby pinky fingers are kind of next to each other right now. And then we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow here, where we inhale here, drop the chest, look up. And then exhale, round through the spine, look at the belly button, but also shift a little bit of weight back. See how far that feels okay for you. Inhale again, looking up, find a back bend. Exhale, start to round and curl, and again, move a little way back. Feel that stretch on the inside of your arms, the inside of your hands. 2 more rounds, inhale. Soft through the elbows. Exhale, round, push back. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Good. Come back to your tabletop. Spin the hands the normal way around. Hands are shoulder width, spread widely through the fingers. And really for today, focus on that gripping of fingertips into your mat. Curl the toes, lift the hips. We are ready for our downward facing dog here. Might well be your first one for today, unless you do multiple classes. So just have a little pedal. Smile through the mouth and the face, just no attachments, no expectations, and just that sense of, just breathing and moving. It's that sense of getting your bags packed and getting ready to go on a little holiday. Hold your downward facing dog for 1 breath in stillness. And then we'll just take these little steps forward, which we do all too often, tiny little steps. Now, really important here to keep the arms straight. So at any stage, if you need to bend anything, let it be the knees to bend. But the closer we move forward, really press the floor away and press into the upper back muscles. And then all of a sudden you might be there at the top of your mat. Shake out your head, yes and no. Let there be that sense of freedom. Head is heavy, arms are heavy. And let's curl up to stand nice and slowly. Good. Ready for some sun salutations, shoulders down and back, always standing ever so tall. And then when you're ready, welcome to your flow. Inhale, arms reach and rise up to the ceiling, the sky. Exhale, forward fold, forehead to knees, the fingertips touch the floor. Take a halfway lift, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step to high plank. Inhale, take the knees down. You kind of look forward onto the floor. Exhale, just halfway down only. Inhale, press back up, arm strength, upper body strength. Exhale, lower down. Take a baby cobra here, shoulders down and back, long neck, downward facing dog. Exhale, second round where you straight away start to tiptoe all the way. But then again, focus on that pressing the floor away, keeping the arms straight and really walking as far as you can. Once you're there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, look up and stretch up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step into your high plank. Knees down, look forward unless you're feeling it and feeling strong already. Halfway down, only go. Chaturanga point. Inhale, press back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, shoulders down and back. You can be in your Cobra here, but you might feel ready for an upward facing dog. Shoulders down, thighs and knees lift. To downward facing dog, exhale. Last round straight away, little steps. Press the floor away. It's almost like you're falling and lifting off the floor already. Once you're forward, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step to high plank. Knees down or not. Inhale, shift forward. Elbows besides the ribs as you lower halfway. No lower. Press back. Inhale. Lower down. Exhale. Cobra or up dog. Breath in. Downward facing dog. Exhale. And take a big breath in here. And a good breath out. And then bring those feet a little closer to each other. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. And exhale, knee to nose. Shift forward in the process of this. So you come to that high plank shape. Still grip those fingertips. Lift your knee up into your chest. And then inhale back to three-legged dog. And then one more, but this time the right knee on top of the right tricep. See if you can come and lean it there. And come all the way back. Lift it up. Inhale. And exhale, step it forward. We'll come up to a high lunge. So rise up through the arms. Now we do a lot of flow today. And if you for that reason need to take your arms into cactus, then please do that. That's that bend through the elbows, which I'm doing here. Knit the ribs in. Bend a little through the back knee if you find more length through the lower back that way. Breathe here. Take another breath in. And then exhale, hands come straight back down to the floor. Inhale, step to high plank. And exhale, open to the right side. We're in side plank right now. Inhale, lift the hips and reach the right hand over to the top of your mat. And exhale, lower down. Halfway only, chaturanga. Breathe in, push back. Breathe out, lower. If you're not loving that, you can of course skip that. Inhale, take your back bend. Exhale, dog. Left leg to lift, inhale. Exhale, come forward into that lift. Knee all the way touching the chest if you can. Press the floor away. Inhale, lift. Left knee to the left tricep, all the way as high as you can. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, step it forward. Rise up, crescent lunge. And again, take the cactus if that feels a bit better for you. Chin is up, shoulders down. And again, see if you can kind of find that lift, even into the lower back. For me, it means that I have to bend my back knee a little bit. Final round of breath here. Another inhale here. Good. Exhale, hands come down. High plank, inhale. Lower, halfway. Press back, inhale. Lower down, exhale. To your back bend, inhale. To downward facing dog. Now I absolutely forgot a side plank right there. So come forward to high plank. Let's pretend that never happened. So we open to the left side now. Left hand reaches up. Take an inhale here, lift the hips and reach the hands over. And exhale, downward facing dog. See, nothing happened. Big breath in. Breathe that out, exhale. Good. Inhale here, look forward and exhale. This time a little step or a little hop. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Big toes are together to touch. Let's come to a chair pose. Inhale. And so in our chair pose, long through the spine, the ribs in, tucking off the tailbone. And bring the hands together from center of chest. Take an inhale, we lengthen. And an exhale, twist, but don't touch. So the idea is still to try and get the elbow as much as you can to the right side. And we use our core, our obliques to find this twist instead of just leaning and twisting. Can you stay here for one more round of breath? And then rise up. Stand tall for a breath, because I'm nice that way. Exhale, back to chair. Lengthen and lean, inhale. Just pretend in your head that we're using our arms as we now twist to the left side. And again, we're not allowed to use the pressure of elbow to thigh. Can you squeeze the glutes? Find as much twist as possible without it touching and pressing. Last round of breath. And then inhale, rise and stand tall. Exhale, swan dive. Big arms wide as we forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back to your plank. Take the knees down, inhale if you like, full plank. Exhale, we go halfway only still. Press back, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open the shoulders. And exhale, downward facing dog. We are here for 3 breaths, so this can be a nice child's pose moment as well, if you're feeling quite overwhelmed, hot, or simply out of breath. In your down dog, otherwise really lift through the lower abdomen. You might take a lion's breath in through the nose. Then stick your tongue out and sigh. Nice work. Now we all come back to downward dog, unless of course you don't want to. That's fine. Come forward to high plank. And so we're nice and strong into a high plank. I want you to kind of sort of press those hands, the fingertips into the mat and press into the upper back. I'd rather have you round your plank than sag and fall into the plank. From here on out, we'll take the forearms down. So all of a sudden we're in forearm plank. And the same idea here, press and round, but still keep the collarbones open rather than falling and collapsing. From here on out, we'll start to take little steps forward. This is our dolphin. I don't teach this very much because I don't like it very much either. And why? Because it's hard. Your head is not supposed to touch the floor. You can bend your knees if that means you can step in a little further. But we really use all those muscles into the back, into the shoulders, and the belly to lift your hips higher and to look at your toes. Breathe in for 3 more breaths here, where we keep having that feeling of pressing away from the floor. These muscles are so important for us to have good posture. When you're ready, walk it back to your forearm plank. This is probably the moment where you want to throw yourself on the floor, but stay here for an extra breath. Then bring the knees down and then come to the lower down. Let's take a Sphinx pose, which means the 2 forearms come forward facing with your hand palms to the floor, fingers to the front of your mat. Your feet are close together, but if you need to widen them a little, you can. And I want you to have that sense of now drawing your ribcage through and your elbows to your feet. So it's that almost that sense of elbows coming to the feet, and therefore we can open the chest more and lengthen and strengthen through the back more. Big breath in here. And a big breath out. Then for a moment an inhale, maybe press a little into your hands, but just a little, not very much at all yet. And then exhale, come to lie down. Your hands might feature as a little pillow here, and you might just take a nice little sway with the legs side to side. Big breath in here, and a big breath out. Good. Curl those toes, press the hands right underneath your hands. Lift the knees, the thighs, everything strong. One big breath in. Don't think about it, just push. High plank to downward facing dog. And whilst we're into our downward facing dog, let's lift the right leg up to the sky and just take a few little hops. Please don't be scared. This is not about handstand, but just kind of like gripping those fingers into the floor and just finding those little jumps. You might not go higher than like an inch off the floor and making it really small as well. It's all about strength rather than actual flying now. Lift the right leg up, breath in, and exhale, step it in between the hands. Back foot goes flat. We'll set up for warrior two. So make sure you're heel to heel alignment, back foot 45. Reach up, reach over, and sit down low, warrior two. We haven't done any yet, and we won't do many, so why not sit low? Try and get this front thigh parallel, and really make sure this front knee goes over your second and third toe. Good. Your left hand, that's your back hand. Bring that onto the lower back. And then take a big breath in here. And exhale, right elbow to right thigh. And then see if you can peel the left shoulder back. Maybe you can even half bind here and grab your thigh. Open and look up as we sit down low. Now if you grab the thigh, bring the hands back onto the lower back. So it's the left back of the hand onto the lower back. Stay low through the legs as you inhale, reverse. Then straighten the front leg. And see if you can use your obliques here to lengthen and go back a little further without always using our hands and collapsing onto the back leg. One more big breath in here. Reach and extend. And then exhale, hands come down. High plank, inhale. Knees down if you need. Exhale, lower, halfway. In case you forgot. Inhale, press back. And exhale, lower. Through your back bend of choice. Inhale, let it be spacious. Exhale, dog. Straight away, left leg up to the ceiling. Take those little hops. Can you grip those fingertips really into the mat? So you have that sense of holding the mat, being in control. Little jumps here. Not about going into handstand at all. Take about 2 or 3 more. Heart rate will go up, and I hopefully have made it that you all forgot about your day. And then lift it up one more time. Big breath in, and exhale, step it in between the hands quietly. Back foot flat. Check that you're nicely heel to heel alignment. Inhale here, and then exhale, open up. Warrior two. And again. So last one here. Sit low. Test yourself and challenge yourself. Yeah, back foot is flat, your back leg is straight, and we're opening the hips here without spinning the knee with us. Sit low. Right back of the head onto the lower back. Inhale here. Reverse to exhale, side angle. Left elbow to left thigh. Peel the right shoulder back and maybe grab the thigh. Looking up, spin the right shoulder back. Don't start to collapse into the left arm, so keep pressing up. Using our muscles. Breathe. One more round of breath. And we stay low through this leg, but bring the right back of the hand back onto the lower back. Inhale, reverse. Now straighten. And again, don't use the back hand as we lengthen. We lengthen back like someone's grabbing our hand here. Good. One more inhale. And exhale, bend. Cartwheel. High plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, shoulders down and back. And exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Come back, high plank. Come onto the forearms, forearm plank. You can always have your hands flat like Sphinx, or otherwise interlace the fingers. Have your elbows to be shoulder width apart. And let's start to walk, and walk, and walk, and walk. As far as you can. You might lift the right leg up here. You might take little hops here. Keep looking in between the hands. Right leg down, reposition, maybe a step forward. Left leg up, head stays off the floor. Be mindful of that, maybe little hops. Maybe you just stay. One more round of breath. Press those shoulders, spacious out of the neck and the ears. Walk it back, forearm plank. Hold for a breath. Fight temptation of falling. Knees down, lower down. Sphinx part 2, a little wider this time with the arms. And again, first of all, shoulders back, that smiling, that widening through the collarbones. Feet as close as they can together, but they might not necessarily touch. Drag those elbows back to your feet. And then this time around, maybe hands widen a little to the corners of the mat. And maybe pressing a little bit more. Maybe walking the hands closer if that still feels good, but avoid this pressing into the shoulders and into the neck. Nice. Maybe even bend your back knees. Maybe look up. Round of breath here. Never hurt your back, yes? Your back tells you quickly enough when it's not okay. Exhale, bend the elbows. Lower down. Sway the legs. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Nice. Slowly from there and out, curl your toes, hands underneath your shoulders, same thing. Lift the knees, lift the thighs, lift the belly. 3, 2, 1, and press. High plank. Hold your high plank. Squeeze the belly in and breathe. Press into those back muscles. One more round of breath. And then see if you can make that little jump forward and then sit down. Okay, we've gone through. And so that can kind of rest now. And we take that backwards. So we come into the forearms here. And so we don't want to sink and sag down, kind of like we sit on the beach, more like that. So really press out of those shoulders, nice and strong. We use our lats as well. And then walk those legs a little bit more to the right side corner of your mat. Good, let's take this nice and slowly. Left hand lifts up to the ceiling and the legs go straight and long to the right side. 5 times, try and lift those 2 legs together and touch them feet. And then lower. 4 more. If that's absolutely not working, you can do bent knees. 2. 1. Other side. Left forearm down, legs to the left, arm to the right. And again, bend arms if you need to. Don't crash into the shoulder. Press off the floor. 5. Lift and lower the legs. That's really the main intention, to work those obliques. 4. 3. Don't be afraid to get a little sweaty. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Come and lie down to your back, as I want to work a little bit of lower abs before we do something fun at the end. I know that scares a lot of people when I say that's something fun, but yes, it's always up to you. Keep your head down, your arms wherever comfortable. I like bringing them underneath my head so my shoulders relax a lot more. Legs come up to the ceiling, and see if you can press the lower back so much into the mat that it lifts your tailbone off the mat. So pressing the lower back so that it lifts the tailbone. That's squeezing like someone's about to stand onto your stomach, down into the mat. If that is feeling good, you might make that a little bigger. Lower back squeezes, but then maybe peels a little as well. And so we're working our abs here. I hope everyone had noticed that. 5 more. Really try and relax the shoulders. I always tend to kind of tighten and tense up there as well. It's just that mindfulness, really remembering to soften there. And the last one, really straighten the legs as much as you can. I know it's not possible for everyone, but try. And then hug the knees into your chest. And for a moment here, let's just widen through the elbows, cactus, and let the knees tumble to the left side, spine twist. Just a moment to be absolutely relaxed. No need to work a single muscle. And with that in mind, can you relax the shoulders? Relax the belly. And then inhale, bring the knees through center. And exhale to the other side. And again, just heavily, passively. Be here, be still. Bring those knees all the way back through center. Give yourself a big hug and start to rock forwards and backwards. Length of the spine, just when you know you're nearly done. Just that little bit of left. See if you can create somewhat of momentum and come and stand up. Nice and tall. Interlace the fingers right behind your head. Inhale here, find a little bit of a back bend, but not by sticking your butt out. Lengthen the tailbone forward. And then exhale like you're going swimming, chin to chest. Straight legs. Elbows stay wide and open. And lengthen forward and stand up. It's like you've gone underwater and come back up. 2 more. Elbows wide, chin to chest. Lengthen down. Reach back up like a wave. 1 more. Opening nice and strong through the chest here. Arms right beside you. Inhale, arms up. Swan dive. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Guys, if you want to round the flow here, definitely go for it. If you think, what? I don't want to anymore, then don't do it. If you're flowing, maybe still just double a chaturanga. And wherever you are, we'll find that meeting point to be downward facing dog. Big breath in. And a nice breath out. Good. We'll bring the knees down to the floor. As promised, a little bit of fun. I do feel like there's always that kind of, we want to get upside down. It does not make us feel hopefully superior or more of a yogi when we do get upside down. But just some tools to play around with. When we're taking a headstand, I often see people like jump up and hurt themselves, which is just so bad, so bad. And so what we want to do here is really kind of a layer on, and it's not about getting upside down today, is really want to emphasize here. And so practice a little bit of headstand practice, just in setup. So it doesn't mean that we get upside down today. That's the first thing I want to let you know. And if you're like absolutely so scared about going upside down and you want to move toward a wall space, you can. But please don't kick and fly up. Make this a safe, engaging muscle type of action. Okay, bend over. So elbows first of all go shoulder width apart. And you can kind of check that like this. You pop your elbows and then just make sure that you can grab them. That's your elbows going shoulder width apart. You can interlace the fingers here and touch them behind your head until that flat bit of the top of the head comes down towards the floor. And it's touching down, but not crashing down, is what I'd like to say first here. And so your hands kind of support you like a little nest. Good, from there now, take your feet back into that kind of like tight, but then walk the legs back and see if you can just find a little bit of dragging in. So you can walk it back and find that dragging in rather than kicking up. I'm dragging in. So we use the lower abs here to drag it in rather than kicking the legs up. And once you've done that about 3 times, take a moment and rest down. Really relax the shoulders, and so if that's not quite possible into your child's pose, then you might just sit for a moment. And so with that dragging, we're using our lower abdomen and we use the shoulders to press back. Breathe. And again, if you want to kind of feel more secure, you can move closer to wall space. But we'll just take one more little step without actually even like needing to move in and upside down. So one more time here. Again, interlace the fingers right behind your head. Top of the head comes down. Good, step your feet back and we'll lengthen them in. One more time, lengthen them in, and maybe you can just touch your knee in. Be on your tippy toes, drag it back and in, and maybe just your left leg in. Press those shoulders away. Okay, one more time, maybe 2 knees can come in. And maybe you just come down. Press the shoulders into softness, away from the neck and the ears, and then let go of any kind of pressure. And breathe. And so another class we might work on getting a leg up into the sky, but we've done a lot of strengthening today. And so it's time to give that a moment of rest. First things first, let's take an a camel pose. My words today, just all up and in, and maybe I lost them somewhere, going upside down. So bring the hands onto the lower back. Your knees are hip width apart. Squeeze the elbows behind you and think about going up rather than back, please. Looking up as well, breathe. One more round of breath. And slowly come up. Hands down to the floor. Let's take a half pigeon here. Right knee to the right side of your mat. So see how it goes on the outside line of my mat in my body. Left leg drags back until my hips square here. And then inhale here, you either stay or exhale, let your hands rest and let it kind of come to you underneath your head so your head can rest. Give it a little wiggle because we worked it so hard, and breathe. Create that space and that length into the neck. And feel so free to sigh here. So your muscles can soften. The whole hormone structure gets restructured. So everything just kind of softens. Your nervous system can start to calm down. Breath is such key to yoga, but so important to our health as well. Can you soften the jaw? And take 3 more breaths where you're literally not using a single muscle. Maybe, just maybe, if your hips are flexible enough, you can just rest the arms beside you, and otherwise keep it down wherever you need to. Last breath here. And just a simple transition. Coming back to a tabletop, so hands down. Grip those fingers still. Nice habit to create. Left knee down, right leg, just stretch that back so blood can rush right into the knee. Draw the lower abdomen in still, always good to catch you, to support the spine. And then other side, left knee to the left side of the mat. And good, right leg drags back, your shin parallel-ish, but usually not so much. And then inhale, here you stay, and exhale. Let yourself be fallen down. Let yourself be relaxed. And you square off the hips at all stages. So over time, when we get like super comfortable, we might just start to collapse into one side or the other side. Just keep checking that. Make a point that we keep alignment. Three more breaths. Maybe those arms reach beside you. Otherwise, just here. And then the third breath finished, press back up. And this time, take the legs nice and wide. Excuse me. Legs nice and wide as well. As wide as they go. Flex those toes and then lengthen the spine forward. So there is that flexion through the toes. Your legs go as wide as they can go. You might need to roll your mat and sit on a little bit of height if this goes into a kind of falling back motion. I want you to kind of offer your chest towards the top of the mat. And then just like our swings pose, shoulders back, open those collarbones, and just go as far as you can without rounding through the spine. Nice. And you know when you're doing it right because you really feel that nicely on the inside of the legs there. Close the eyes. Be honest that your spine is long. And otherwise, just be upright, higher. Can you even tense the fingers together like we did in the beginning? Two more breaths. And then rise up, grab underneath your knees as you bring your legs closer together. And come to sit actually today onto the shins if you can, just so we have a little bit more length through the spine. As I want to stretch out the triceps before we come and lie down because of all of those chaturangas we've done. Right hand reaches up to the ceiling, bend the elbow, and just pull the right elbow back. Right hand rests onto the upper back, ribs come in, sit nice and long, lift the chin. If there was a mirror in front of you, you'd be able to see yourself. One more round of breath here. And changing sides. Left hand up, pull the elbow back, sit tall and long. Avoid that kind of back bend here again. Ribs in, chin up. One more breath. Slowly let that go. Come back to sit down. Two legs all the way forward. Make sure there is room to go back. Sitting tall, soft pose. Inhale. and roll down for the count of 10. And if you can do 15, that's great. If you can do 5, that's great. Once you're down, just take a moment. Check the temperature and see if there's anything you need in terms of putting something on. Just take a moment to notice any tension you might still be holding. Maybe even have your neck go a little left and right to find that natural lifting up. Wiggle through the jaw and the face. Breathe. Begin to hug the knees into your chest, both knees, little circles and sways to massage through the lower back and the middle back. You might kind of catch yourself with your hands here. And 2 options, you have your legs just going up towards the ceiling. So this is a really nice way to just get the blood coming back into your head. And we have done a lot of upper body work, so a shoulder stand could be what you want next. And so with your shoulder stand, hug the knees kind of into your chest as you bring the legs up to the ceiling. You catch yourself touching your lower back, middle back, and then your upper back. And eventually walk the elbows nice and close together. So don't look at me when you do that, and do that when you're comfortable, when you know it. Otherwise, just be here with the legs up to the ceiling. Three breath here. Can we soften through the shoulders a little bit more? Slowly from shoulder stand, make sure that you ripple down, so articulating the spine, and then setting the feet back down. Soles of the feet together, knees to widen, Supta Baddha Konasana. A really nice lower back release. And of course, we're opening through the inner groin and hips as well. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and soften again. If there is anything here that you still desire to do, that your body is kind of longing for, then take it now. We have about 1 minute until we find our final Savasana. Size. Your final breath wherever you are, and then you move into your final Savasana. And so stay lying onto your back. You bring the legs to widen, the arms beside you. Close down the eyes, and maybe again rock your head from side to side. Wiggle through your face. Lick your lips to soften the jaw. And then one deep breath in collectively. Sigh out tension, tightness, efforts, thoughts. If you need another sigh, take it. We embrace absolute stillness for 5 minutes together. body, all the strength you've given, maybe some flexibility gained. See if there's muscles where you can just soften a little bit more just by simply letting go. Taking all of that effort into ease. Simply just bending the knees, setting the feet to the floor, maybe wiggling the fingers, moving your head, rolling onto your favorite side. 2 breaths. Coming on to or into a seat. Cross the legs or sit on the shins or on a chair even if you need to. And just take a moment here to touch the shoulders, so hands on opposite shoulders, but then open through the chest. Then bring the hands together, thumb center of chest, and you hug the shoulders, scapula together. And then bow your forehead in to thank yourself for having a little play, for simply giving yourself yoga, for our healthy and capable bodies. Namaste, yogis. I hope to see you back here soon.